As mentioned in the first module, a search engine like Google uses crawlers, also named spiders, robots, or simply bots, to follow links. When the crawler finds your site, it will start to read posts and pages on your site. The crawler will read the content of those posts and pages and will add the HTML version of these pages to a gigantic database called the index. This index is updated every time the crawler visits your website and finds a new or revised version of it. Depending on how important Google deems your site and the amount of changes you make on your website, the crawler comes around more or less often. But what exactly is crawlability then? Well, crawlability stands for the possibilities Google has to crawl your website. These possibilities can be restricted in a number of ways by blocking the crawler from your website. If your website or a page on your website is blocked, you're saying to Google's crawler, "Do not come here." Your site or the respective page won't turn up in the search results in most of these cases. There are a few things that could prevent Google from crawling or indexing your website. The first method. You can use a text file named robots.txt to block Google from crawling that page. Before a search engine spider crawls any page it hasn't encountered before, it will open the robots.txt file for that site. The robots.txt file will tell the search engine which URLs on that site it's allowed to visit. Using the robots.txt file, you can tell a spider where it cannot go on your site. You're not able to forbid a search engine from showing a URL in the search results though. This means that not allowing a search engine to crawl a URL, called blocking it, does not mean that URL will not show up in the search results. If the search engine finds enough links to that URL, it will still include it. It will just not know what's on that page. The second method. You can use HTTP headers to prevent Google from crawling and indexing a page. This HTTP header contains a status code. If this status code says that a page doesn't exist, Google won't crawl that page. There are several codes with different meanings. If the status code is, for example, 200, the page exists and Google can crawl your page. If the status code is 307, that page has been redirected to another URL and Google won't crawl the current URL. The third method. You can use robots meta tags to block Google from indexing that page. Robots meta tags are short pieces of code which tell Google what it can and can't do. We won't go into the details, but let's explore the options. There are several robot meta tag values. To prevent Google from adding that page to its index, you can use the noIndex value. Google will crawl that page, but won't add it to its index. The opposite value of noIndex is index, which can be used to tell Google it can add the page to its index. Another use for robots meta tag is the nofollow value. If you have been paying attention, you already know that a crawler follows links on a page. The nofollow value tells the crawler to not follow any links on this specific page at all. As you may have guessed, the opposite of the nofollow value is the follow value. You don't have to manually set the index or the follow values, as they are the default for any page the crawler will encounter. These methods are actually numbered in the way that Google will crawl your site. Let's run through the life of a crawler. Our crawler finds a link to a page on your site. First, it will check the robots.txt to verify whether it's allowed on that page. If the crawler is allowed by the robots.txt to crawl your site, it will check the HTTP header of the page for a status code. If the status code is 200, everything is okay and the crawler will crawl the entire page. And lastly, it will check the robots meta tag. If the robots meta tag allows for indexing, it will add the page to Google's search index, and the page can be found when you search in Google. You can learn more about the technical aspects of crawlability and how to use them in our technical SEO course.
Hey, you now know a lot more about crawlability, but technical SEO is difficult and it requires practice. The actual SEO for Beginners training has additional reading materials, quizzes and other tools that help you to actually practice your new skills. And it's totally free. When you complete the training, you'll also receive an official Yoast certificate of completion and a discount for our other training courses. Check out the full course in the description below.